Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? Ame Gakita. Okay, today we are gonna talk about Rockstar game. In regard is the main Pacific game that we're talking about. It will be Grand Theft Auto or GTA. But the thing is, right? The one question we have to ask is the game gonna be more better, more violent, having more violent, as well as is it gonna be more expensive? Well, we are gonna look into all of the situation and see how it's gonna be, but understand that these have to all be taken with a huge grain of salt, not just a pin, not just a little bit, or just with one bottle, but two bottle, but actually with just freaking bag a huge gallon of salt. So the one thing is, right, apparently the next month of the time of this recording, which is basically in November 2023. Well, the thing is, right, Rockstar is gonna celebrate 25th year anniversary, which I'm gonna assume they are going with the trailer they already kind of like teasing and showing. I'm gonna take it that yeah, they're gonna talk about GTA 6, which have been ongoing for many people. Like they say that GTA 4 to 5 is already one thing, but from 5 onwards, a lot of people have been waiting for GTA 6 for like what the hell happened. Well, the thing is, right, that a lot of people tend to just play the game and enjoy, and it just doesn't seem like there is anyone talking about it anymore, because it's just that there is no news about it. But with 25th anniversary of Rockstar, there is a high possibility that GTA 6 will be in the line of saying, like, people will be saying like GTA 6 is gonna be teased out during the anniversary along the line. But one of the question that a post that was posted by someone in regards that, although I won't show the video, hope you guys can understand that. But the thing is, right, one of GTA 5 downside apparently posted by someone who talk about GTA 6 info is that the downside is actually enterable buildings. What does that mean? Well, the thing is, right, despite the map of GTA 6 being big, it's actually more on the open world side where you basically you visit every place outside. You don't go into the inside of the building to go and do anything inside. So like you got so many huge building, but you can't enter any of them. Yeah, that's just I'm not saying like not all of them it can't be entered. It's more towards the point that yeah, you can't enter most of them. And the question is that in line with that, if you actually have the like able to have interior to explore, it's more towards to say like, oh, maybe we got more depth to the world, like giving more exploration. Like you can visit the hospital, you can visit the convenience store, you can visit the restaurant, you can visit any one house like out of nowhere. Something that used to be a thing back in games like Pokemon, when you can just enter any one house easily, even though it's an open world. But it's just that right now, not saying that you can't enter anywhere in Pokemon. It's just that there's limited. Not every house. It's like they just build a building there and then be done with that. Door you can't enter whatsoever. But this time around, one person who posted that got a lot of people talking about it. Because the thing is, right, a lot of people talk about like they kind of like agree with the idea, but on the other hand, as covered by many other YouTuber, including Hero Hill, indicating there are some people who are mad about it, like GTA 5 need more enterable building, terrorism. That kind of blow out on its own. I can agree on both sides, because if you actually look at both sides of the end, if you have more room, or more space to explore, in a way you can say that yeah, it just means that there is you can do anything in that world. And the thing is, right, I know some people is gonna be mad about it, and we have to understand both sides of the coin. Number one, this is a game with more in-depth, with more space, with more enjoyable building. It means that the game will became much bigger. Probably that you guys have to understand that more space, more exploration might mean more game space required, which means that the game will be ending out in around 200-300 gig. I don't know. I mean, just estimation. But having more space or more exploration map can mean more. You need more gig in the game, and end up having more game space. If your computer is less space, yeah, not gonna be very good. But if it helps if you are the only one who play that only game, like you don't play other game but just GTA, yeah, maybe it's the only one for you. On the other hand, we can't be sure who is gonna do what kind of thing. I mean, like, it's a game, yes. You can do whatever you want in the game, yes. But when you actually look at some people getting mad, like terrorism, or people in real life, it's just gonna become more violence. And I know some people is gonna back to the debate, like, should video game be considered the main reason for violence? In some way, you gotta understand, it's considered yes, and a very big, huge no. When do I say yes? Alright, the thing is, right, there are some people in this world that can't they can't differentiate the line between reality and games. So if in that situation when there a person who can't differentiate that specific line, yeah, they may end up thinking that the game is reality, and they may mean whatever they did in the game into real life. There are some cases where people do think that way, and I know some people will be like, hey, just a very minority, it's like only 1 in 1 million, 2 million. But when you think about like 1 in 1, 2 million, and there is like, let's say in US there is 7 million population, that just means that there are 7 people who is able to commit mass shooting because they think that in game is fine. That is a very dangerous line to cross. So often more than not, you have to eliminate that thought. Not the line, not whatsoever, but you have to educate people to thinking that game is just a game. It is not a reality. But in this world, we know there are quite a minority of people who can't understand what is game, what is reality. So it can end up being a reason. Not a reason that is valid for many people, but you can't, for the gamer, you guys can't disagree that people can get toxic for playing games. Let's take Mobile Legends or MOBA games for example. I used to play a lot of mobile games like League of Legends, Dota, Extraordinary One, Vanguard. Like the game, I end up playing a lot of ranked game, and every time when I lose, I get mad, and I keep on playing and playing to become very good in the game. But the one thing that I gain from playing the game is toxicity. I can become very toxic. So when I became very toxic, I can become very violent. So you can't deny that some game can cause toxic in some people, and that can become violent. So does game really prove a point? Well, the thing is, right, people are different from individual. Everyone is different, everyone is unique. So it doesn't mean that playing the game will make a person toxic. It's just that some people can become toxic from playing the game. So what do? I stop playing those games. The most simple thing is that I don't play those games. That's all. And one of the reasons why I call myself the casual gamer is that I wish to play game that is more casual, more relaxing. But I'm not saying like Genshin or Honkai Star Rail is relaxing in some sense. But if you don't need to go into competitive gaming that can cause you to become more violent whatsoever, like FPS game, yeah, at least that is a little bit better. No, because not everyone can have the same mentality of being relaxing or chill while playing the game. Everyone can just feel like more competitive. I want to kill you, I want to hit you, I want to whatsoever thing. Like that is just in game. But when you say that out of context, it became people is gonna misunderstand what you're saying. So is it gonna be a good thing? Will people become more violent? Will people commit violence in the game? Well, you have to understand that committing violence in a game is just for fun. Some people will vesting their stress, their anger in the game. Yeah, by all means, go ahead. But is it gonna be a reason for the game to a lot more violent? It depends on how people define that. Some people will using it as for fun, enjoyable. Yeah, that's a good thing. But if people use it as a mean, as a propaganda, or use it as a mean to justify their reason, that's a very huge red flag that you guys have to kind of like, if you see this kind of streamer, yeah, you have to stop them or report on them, because who know what they might end up doing. You see, for entertainment and fun, yes, it's actually a good thing. But again, people can't understand what is reality and game logic, and game logic tend to be have fun to relaxation. I mean, like I always talk about this in my live streams all the time, is that game is meant to be fun, have to relax. No matter what game you play, as long as you have fun and you get entertained, you don't go and take it that it's reality, yeah, that should be fine. But on the other hand, there are some people who can't differentiate that, and that can be a very, very dangerous thing. So will the game become bigger or and more violent? Well, the thing is, right, when you want a map to be more explorable, which means that you more like you're able to enter the building or whatever, because you need more game space for those individual things. It may end up, like I mentioned again, taking out more space. But if taking out more space make people realize that, yeah, more depth to the game maybe might be a good thing. But as for right now, we can't be sure about that, because having a huge map is already a good thing. More exploration map just because you can go and commit stuff. I know a lot of people is just mad about, I'll put a link for this video to let you guys understand why people are mad about violent in games. The thing is, right, people can't people kind of like just take games as something as reality. Like I mentioned, they can't understand the line is there. This is just a game, but people can't differentiate that, and that is, like I mentioned again, a very dangerous sign. But on the other hand, we can also have to understand that sometimes some games can bring out the toxicity on some people, or maybe some violent mindset for some people. So that alone can be a very dangerous red flag for those kind of players. And like I mentioned, the best option to prevent that from happening is prevent them from playing. But that doesn't mean that we should eliminate the game as a whole, because game for different people is different. It's just like similar to how internet is meant to be for everyone. There are also like cases where people like in Ame and Johnny Somali. Again, if you guys don't know who they are, I'll put up the video for them in the description below so you guys can check that out. That they are really people that do not, and best not to touch internet, because it can cause people to become like, they just think that, oh, they are empowered, they are keyboard warrior, or they can do whatever they think they can in the internet. So it can be dangerous for some people. Like some stuff are really not meant for some people use stage. But on the other hand, just like how games is meant for some player, it doesn't mean that all people must play the game. If anyone asks me to play this kind of game, I probably just try not to do any crime or whatsoever. And if not, I will just give the excuse of like, I don't have a good computer. Like, seriously guys, I'm just using a laptop just to play. I stream my game, and the only best game I can stream is just basically not really that good, but somewhere along the line, Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, and even at that, I still have to change to the mid setting. So the thing is, right, AAA game is really out of money because I don't have a good computer. As well, if I had no way of getting a good computer, there's no way I can get a game. So yeah, it's just, for me, GTA is really not away from, it's really out of my reach. It's really not something I can play. But on the other hand, it just means that some game is really not meant for everyone. Now, we are going to talk about the price. In regard, it has been causing a lot of people to discuss about it. Again, like he already talked about things are getting worse for gamers, like GTA, where he actually posted a thing called GTA6 publisher think that gamers should pay more for longer games. That's Toro also posts along the line where it say that based on the publisher of GTA6, which is from Take-Two Initiative, he added his thought to the main, arguing that games should be priced on per hour basis. Understanding that should be. So in their mindset is that, yeah, it should be in terms of pricing for any entertainment property. Basically, the algorithm of the value of the expected entertainment usage is to say that the per hour value time the number of expected hours plus the terminated value that is perceived by the customer in ownership if the title is actually owned, not say rented or subscribed to. So basically, a lot of people kind of like just posted along the line of, yeah, GTA is in trouble because one pay per hour, price per hour along well, it's gonna be very expensive. Not trying to say their reasons are not valid. Well, the thing is, right, if we actually look into more in depth, like, is price should be for games should be priced per hour. Well, the thing is, right, we can't be we have to understand one thing is that there's no way to understand how much hour is being invested by the gamer into the game. Some game can like last you like, let's say 1-2 hours, some game last you 30 minutes, some game last you 100 hours, 200 hours, 300 hours. But does that specifically mean that the game should be based off per hour basis? Well, in a way, as a gamer, I wish not to. The thing is, right, if the game is really huge, where there's a lot of effort being put by the developer into the game, and that they will give free DLC, not paid DLC. And if I pay, let's say for example, if I pay $100 for GTA 6, I am going to expect that the game will release not going to have the proper complete things, but if later updates and later subsequent stuff, they have to make sure that the DLC, everything are for free, because the price I'm going to pay is for that. But if in turn that there will be microtransaction to those DLC, then there's a little bit like, why am I paying even more for a game that I already pay? See where I'm going? So the thing is, right, if the game is justified based on per hour basis, it can be a dangerous thought. The thing is, right, he believe in it, but the thing is, right, it doesn't mean they are going to implement it. So a lot of people tend to think that, oh, he's going to say that it's going to happen. But the thing is, right, it has not been confirmed yet. And that what a lot of people need to understand, that over the year, game price had always been get on the higher end. It has skyrocketed over the years, especially during the pandemic of coronavirus. So it can be a little iffy that, like, should game be as more expensive? Well, like again, I mentioned game, if the game price is given to the developer or the programmer, or the designer of the game, and we are paying for their rice bowl, their salary, whatever you guys call it. Yeah, I think that's justifiable. But on the other hand, if the price doesn't justify, it can be a little bit on the iffy side, where we actually kind of like wonder, like, yeah, where's that the money go? It just means that the price is just going to end up in the pocket of the like capitalism, the people on the top, they getting more rich. Well, a lot of things is that one of the reasons why a lot of people say that they are getting greedier, they want to line out their pocket with money. Like that kind of thought just start happening. So if they want to justify the price increase, they have to justify that the price for their worker is really they are gonna earn the money. But when there is no evidence from both sides, it's really on the gray area. Like, it's very hard for me to put up the scale who is right and who is wrong. If the price that I pay for the game is meant to pay for the creation of the game, the person who designed the game, all this story, yeah, I can see why the price is expensive. But when there is no evidence to show that, it's very, very hard to justify the price increase. And per hour basis, I believe he's actually kind of putting it into a metaphorsis way, like basically just say that, like, a game that being played for 500 hours, 600 hours, you're getting a lot of the game. Yeah, why not pay more for it? Well, the thing is, right, again, like, a lot of people need to understand that game invest by people is by gamers, to be exact, is different from gamers to gamers. Some gamers play on a daily basis, some gamers don't. Some gamers play this game for 1 hour per day, some players just play the games for the whole freaking day and without eating. Now, if we actually take that into context, not in a metaphorsis style, if let's say for example, if he believed that the game GTA 6 should be paid per hour per play, let's say for example, if I'm going to play the game and I'm going to stream the game, I will have to pay for 4 hours, because I'm going to stream for 4 hours, then I have to pay for 4 hours. And let's say for the price is $1 per hour, that means that I will have to pay for $4 for that live stream. And I mean, like, some people are like, hey, but isn't that a good thing? But the thing is, right, 4 hours per day, let's say for example, if I play for 20 days per month, that will mean that I will have to pay for $40 that month. Now, it will seems like $80. I'm so sorry, my mic just failed. $80 that month. Now, think about it. $80 per month. If, let's say for example, you play 10 months, you have to pay $800 for this game? Based on that logic, is a very iffy situation. So it's just only based on $1 per hour. What happens if it's 5 hours per hour, 10 hours, $10 per hour? That just means that you're going to pay even more. And at the end of the day, you're just giving 100 to 1,000, and that, in a sense, that mindset that he's the CEO of the publisher of GTA 6 is in the wrong. A lot of people tend to say, is it really wrong? Well, the thing is, right, to me, if the price is going to pay, if you're going to pay more to play a game, it just kind of seems wrong to me. I mean, I will pay the game. There's a lot of and the thing is, right, it's not the developer make the game only. Okay, guys? Developer develop a game. What truly make a game come from both ends. I believe that games have not just, I know some people are like, hey, but if the gamer, if there's, I mean, like, it's just, the game don't have it's not developed, then the game cannot be considered developed. Well, what truly made a game popular is not just developer, not just the marketing team. What truly made a game truly popular is not true they create the game, but you also need gamers. If gamers is not the one to spread the word, to give the review of the game, to tell people how fun the game is, then you might just end up having spend money on the game and not having anyone playing the game. So when GTA 6 do come out and the price is very, very high, it can set a lot of people off, in a sense. What does that mean? Well, the thing is, right, a lot of people won't be able to afford the game, and they will think of other alternative game to play, where probably the other game can be cheaper or maybe more fun. Considering like a lot of indie game are getting popular, like let's use some horror indie game as an example. Five Nights at Freddy, it got so popular because a lot of gamers talk about it. It's not created by a huge company at the time, but the game was developed by Scott Cawthon as an indie game, and that it was so popular because of people like Multiplier and MadPat from Game Theory, where they talk about the game, the lore, whatsoever, and it became so popular that a lot of people just play the game when try to see enjoy the game when the game is out, and if the game is affordable, people will play it. Now, what happened to those people who can't afford the game? Well, the one thing is that they will just watch on YouTube only. So does that mean that the game is a failure? Not entirely. Well, the thing is, right, some games, let's say for example, let's say Poppy Playtime, it was so, the price is not that expensive, the game is short and enjoyable, and people yet go and buy the game, enjoy the game, and play the game non-stop to find the hidden lore, to enjoy the every single bit, that it actually kind of make you wonder, like, yeah, they are getting way more of it. And as a way of to celebrate people from for the game, Poppy Playtime 1 Chapter 1 was actually given for free. Apparently, I'm not sure. So can the developer really like charge like AAA games or even GTA 6? Can they, after reaching a specific sales point, can they give the game for free for later on players? I highly doubt so. But on the other hand, if a lot of people kind of like get off put by the price of the game, it can be a dangerous sign for the game, for the developer or the publisher, because the thing is that it means that the sales became lesser because people can't buy the game, and it might end up hurting the sales overall. How much percentage will be affected, I do not know. This is just speculation, but you have to understand one thing, is that people might end up using the, like, if you ask me, let's say for example, if I can use $80 to buy 10 different games that I can enjoy for hours, or will I spend $80 on one game like GTA 6 where I only play for a few days? There will be a few things that probably I will just go for the 10 game instead. So the thing is, right, it doesn't mean that price increase is justifiable unless there is reason like the salary price of the developer are increasing along the line. Maybe we can understand, but we have to understand it's not just the higher up developer, okay? The lower end, those people who work hours and hours every single day, yeah, they should be also increased. But the thing is, right, should the price increase justify, or yeah, not really. To me, in terms of scaling wise, it's a very, very dangerous line to cross. But who am I to judge? Because inflation in this whole world happening all over the world. But with that being said, I think that should be enough for the day. I think you guys got a little bit of iffy from my voice, but yeah. Just write in the comment below what do you guys think. Is GTA gonna be more better? Is it gonna be even more violent included to it, or is the price gonna be more expensive? Well, who knows? I don't know. I mean, like, it's just all speculation on my end. But if you do like this kind of content, don't forget to press the like button. When I mean, like, just help me with the like button. Don't press the dislike button, you know. Dislike button is not just gonna help you remove the view from here. It's just basically if you don't like this video, just go to the history and remove you viewing this video, and that should help. But anyway, just press the like button, share, and subscribe for more random chat where I don't talk about a single trend with this. So sorry, my voice is really gonna crack soon. But with that being said, have a good day or night. Bye.